Alright, hello and welcome guys to a new series which I hinted at in the video I made very recently about a community world. So if you haven't, go check that out. It'll be somewhere on the screen. But I wanted you guys to basically get to know the map makers a bit because we have now completed one whole year of a community world. It's been a year since the map was released. It's crazy to think about it. And this is why I wanted all of you to be able to know the people who have been working on the map and what different countries they've been working on, their map making styles, and just their outlook on map making, where they want to go with map making in the future. So we're just going to talk about a bunch of things. And today we're going to start off with Kodiak, who is, I would say, one of the people who was like really involved with the creation of ACW. So Kodiak, I think, is the perfect person to kick this interview series off with. I'm saying interview, but it's not really like a formal interview. It's not because the thing is, not everyone who I wish to discuss or interview in this series um, will be able to use like their face cam and whatnot. I think so. I thought I'll just make it a little more informal and casual. And what we'll do is we'll just play a game of duels, and while playing, we'll just chat about uh, ACW, and yeah, I'll ask them questions. So I'll not keep you waiting anymore. I have Kodiak today for the video, so you can go ahead and watch that, and hope you enjoy. And also thank you all for 10,000 likes. That's a pretty good milestone to hit, so appreciate that and enjoy the interview. Hello, Kodiak.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
I'm
And
doing good.
yes, and you've done a lot for ACW, like a lot of countries when we were making ACW at the beginning. So, do you want to tell everyone which countries you're very proud of making?
It's quite a lot. I did many small countries,
Mhm.
and a few bigger ones as well. I think I did like 15 total. Uh,
15, okay.
yeah, so quite a few. I did like all the small stuff like Curacao, Monaco,
Oh, I
Gibraltar,
guess so. Uh,
Macau, Hong
I
Kong.
remember that, yeah.
Réunion, and then the worst thing is I spent so much time on Vietnam,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh, and
then
they removed it all, yeah.
a week after the map was released, they removed Vietnam, and I put
Yeah.
so much effort into it because back in the days we didn't really have the all the like sources we have nowadays, like the programs to use to find cool, like to find where the coverage is and whatnot, because it was still hidden. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, it was pretty tough to make some maps. But I'm pretty proud, obviously, of Indonesia because that's my
Hmm.
biggest one
Yep.
with the most locations. I did the first version of
Yes.
Indonesia, which I don't think I even sent to you, the first version, because I
Uh-huh.
completely redid the whole map again,
Yes. And that's
because I was
because map
not
making
that
app
happy.
was added afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We started without map making map,
Isn't
which
that
was
crazy to think about?
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
like that revolutionized the whole process.
so did you have to like did you redo like the entirety of Indonesia with map making
Yes,
app
I
or
redid the entirety of Indonesia.
and how many locations had you already done? Like 2K or something?
Yeah, no, I had it pretty much done.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
it pretty much done, and then I was just like unhappy with it because before that I did not that many maps.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say I still had some experience, but I didn't
Yep.
do that big of a project yet.
Mm-hmm.
And doing Indonesia, like the first attempt was like I learned so much about map making. So I just before even publishing the first attempt, I knew mistakes that I made, and then I erased them. And I was very happy with the version 2.
Mm-hmm.
And now looking back at it, I feel like there's so many things wrong again because I had so much experience after that as well.
Yeah.
I think nowadays I'm quite an experienced map maker,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how to
Absolutely.
do locations. And I still see some problems in my older logs, which I try to erase because actually I'm working already on a version
Yes.
3,
Uh-huh.
which takes so much time. It's insane. Like I did 300 locations so far, and I spent like 20 hours on it.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just so time consuming if you want to have a high quality standard.
yeah, and I think even like you were also quite involved with like overall ACW, like looking at other people's maps and
Yeah.
how they did, and
I did so much map testing as well.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
like if people sent in maps to give some feedback. Just checking what is wrong distribution wise or the location placement. Then
Yeah.
like for moving, how far away you're from info and whatnot.
Yes.
So yeah,
So yeah, we looked
very
at so
involved.
many criteria, but I think like in general also we can agree that like overall, like all of us, like when we started the project, we were like worse map makers than like 3 4 months
Definitely,
into it. Like we
definitely.
went back and revised so many maps that we had approved earlier on because
Yeah, that's actually
it
crazy.
was
Like that's effectively what my job was.
yeah
I
yeah
redid all the maps that were accepted that were actually not good.
yeah. So
Uh, yeah, so like you can still see people that have less experience or just did one country.
mhm,
It's often not as high quality as the maps from people that did multiple countries just because they didn't have that much experience.
exactly,
Um,
yeah. No, like it also happened with me. Like I went back and changed so many of my locations, but um like back then I think we would like go back and check like, oh, the panning is bad, or oh, okay.
I
uh,
said Yamaguchi, but it was wrong.
yeah, I don't know, like we were just like going and revising basic things, but now that you're working on like Indo 3.0, like what are you like mainly trying to improve now? Like is it like the quality, like are you looking for like more like scenic locations or
Kinda, yeah.
okay.
Just looking at like for example Austria, which was made by Steve.
Hmm.
He did like few countries, but he spent so much time on that. Or Turkey
Yes.
by Delotris.
Yeah.
Like those countries have so beautiful no move NMPZ locations.
Yes,
And I kind of want to have that for like the countries I do as well. Because
definitely.
I
I
did good no move locations for the sake of it's like good to get it and in like a country streak or whatnot. But I have very few like super scenical locations or like
mhm.
locations where cool stuff is happening. And I really like locations like those where you just like see stuff happening in the location which you
Yeah.
normally wouldn't see.
Yeah, I think Indo has plenty of like that
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah, I don't want to make an extraordinary world or something, but just like generally just more interesting stuff.
yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think like what do you think about like moving Indo? Because like like people who don't know Kabupatan will often like myself will often struggle on Indo.
Yeah.
So like how do you like account for that? Or do you just expect people to learn Kabupatan if they want to do better?
Um Kinda ish. So
Hmm.
the thing is in Indo, like what am I supposed to do is like if you are on Sumatra, for example, there is not a sign telling you here it goes to Jakarta.
Yeah.
Um, so you kind of need to learn it, and it's just like I don't want to artificially make it like look you get the easiest round possible just
Yes.
because people don't want to learn it.
Yeah.
So I give the info that you can get in Indo relatively quickly. I would say 95% of the rounds get Kabupaten in 1 minute.
Hmm.
Um, and or maybe 90% because it shouldn't be too easy.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. And some rounds are just like this is like it's if it's Riau and you're in a palm oil plantation. I
Yeah.
try to at least make it a fair oil palm plantation, but it's still represented, you know.
Yes.
So it's kind of like hard to make a compromise,
Hmm.
because hey, it's just not an easy country, so I don't want to artificially make it easy. But I try to make it as easy as possible if you know stuff. Um, yeah, I don't like. m-
What?
Oh,
What? Okay. I just clicked something random. Okay.
yeah, so I at
Uh-huh.
least make it reasonable, like that you can find fast
Yeah.
rounds. Like I think I did it pretty fair. Even
Yeah.
people that don't know Kabupaten, I think there's still a chance for them to get a good Indo round or fast Indo round. Um,
Yeah. No, I agree. Like even like I don't know Couple Button, but like I still attempt Indo rounds if I get it in a speed run or something because usually there's like some info at least. And like, even if I don't know the Couple Button, like if I can like guess which province it is, then maybe I can try and find something there.
yeah, I also try to give sometimes like those green signs. They're
Mhm.
surprisingly rare-ish in Indo actually,
Yeah.
but because those actually give concrete place name clues, which normally are on the map.
Hmm.
So for people that like don't know Kabupaten or whatnot, this is maybe a bit more helpful.
Yeah. That's fair. And Okay, let's say we do an ACW 2.0 for no moving. Would you like take the lead to like organize all that and or like would you be interested in doing like an ACW like project again? Is basically my question.
I would definitely be interested in ACW project again, but with way less map makers and
Mhm.
only hand-picked map makers
Yeah,
that have experience. Because the most frustrating thing about ACW was how many bad maps were created and submitted,
yeah.
and how much just needed to be redone because it was just badly done.
Hmm.
And if you would just make it good in the first place with like let's say 10 to 15 map makers that know what they are doing,
Yeah.
you would save so much time. It's actually insane. Like I
I
would say
agree.
more than half of the time was just revising maps that were shit.
Yeah. No, that's true. Like even like in big countries, maybe it's not like everything, but like some states or some provinces or something. Uh, and but like to be honest, when we look back at it, like we finished it in like 7 months. I feel like 7 months is pretty quick now, looking back, don't you
Yes,
think
I
so?
agree. I agree. We did this actually pretty fast. I must say, personally, I spent so much time on this whole project. It's insane. Just
Yeah.
looking back at my streaming times and like the time when the map making process was there, I streamed almost every single day for 6 hours. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
remember those streams. Those were
It's
really
actually
nice.
insane. I streamed so much and just did so much map making, and yeah, like I don't know if I want to spend that much time again on it.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I generally enjoyed the time. Like it brought the community so much closer together.
Yes,
It
for
was
sure.
just fun. I really miss the time sometimes. That's why I try to find like small projects where I can like revive that,
Yeah.
but not like commit to something huge,
Yeah,
because
I'm also scared of like committing to like people will try to reach out to help out with like other community like people did like community country,
yeah.
projects. And I was like, oh, but I would like to, but I don't know if I want to commit so much time because
Yeah,
it's.
I did that with Community Japan, for
Mhm.
example. So it's still not published, and I worked on my map like a year ago. I did Nagasaki, sorry, and I
Uh-huh.
wanted to do Niigata as well. I spent 3 streams of each like 8 hours on Nagasaki,
Hmm.
and it took
That's
me
a lot.
24 hours, 24 hours to make 1,000 locations. Was it 1,000 or 2,000? I actually don't remember. I think 1,000. And
Hmm.
I'm so happy with the project. I feel like it's an insanely well-made map. To like, I guess I'm just proud of it, so I can say that. And it's kind of sad for me to see the quality of the other maps, because the other
Oh.
Community Japan maps are so dog water. Like actually, it's like actually hilarious. Like the people that
Okay.
made it, like they don't even play geoguessr, so they just randomly plonked somewhere, and it's
Mm.
so frustrating for me to see someone that
Yeah.
spent so much time and effort in that, and then just see what will also be in the map. It's just frustrating. So
Hmm.
I, if I ever do this again, only with people I know that are capable of doing that or live up to the standard I have to myself. So
Right.
yeah,
But is Community Japan released, or like is there a
no,
plan to
probably
release it?
won't ever be released.
Oh, that's probably sad, right? Like you
Yeah,
put
at
so
least we
much
have a
time.
good Nagasaki map. So if you ever want to play moving Nagasaki, I
Ah,
have a
there you
map
go.
for you.
Perfect. Okay, okay, let's go back to ACW. So you are also planning to update Italy, aren't you?
Yes.
How's and like what is why is Italy, for example? Why is it?
And so generally, I love updating or just map making. It's just fun, and I need
Hmm.
some projects that I can just do because I enjoy it.
Yeah,
And I love Indonesia, but I don't always just want to do Indonesia.
yeah.
And I have like a big interest in Italy because I'm partly Italian. I just love the country.
Hmm.
And to be honest, the Italy map is so and so. Some locations are very nice, but
I
many
agree.
are not that nice.
Hmm. Yeah.
They often didn't it say France North.
I saw like the Belgian like Wallonia yellow sign thing.
But it said France North on the sign. I thought.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay. I haven't
um,
seen.
I yeah. I also like many locations are placed very weirdly, so they are often just placed in turns.
Hmm.
which is not nice
Yeah.
when it comes to pinpointing. Like it's nicer to be in between a turn or at the beginning or end of a turn, but not in the turn.
So,
Um,
so are you planning to move them more to intersections or like in like?
Nah, I like diverse pinpoints. So,
Mhm.
okay, I'm not the type of person that places every location on a bridge or a railway.
Yeah.
Um, I like, I just like diversity. So,
Mhm.
obviously, most locations will be an intersection because that's just what you normally do. We
Right.
had the O2 area code, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, O2, right? Not
Yeah.
points. Um, yeah, like most will be intersections. But I like to have some overpasses, some in between turns. Actually, I like in between turns a lot. Or
I
mostly
also like it.
notable in between turns. Like
Yeah.
if you
Mhm.
have notable turns, or if you're like close to a notable turn once you move. That's also something I really like. So I
Right.
have really some like there is if you play my maps, there is map maker meta definitely.
Definitely. Yeah.
Um, but I'm happy with what like locations I pick. So I can say proudly those are good things to use as a meta, like you
And
normally find
yeah.
find the stuff by how it looks on the map.
What do you
I-
think of map maker meta? Like, would you say that that's a bad thing, or would you think that like that's like the unique thing about ACW? Like everyone has their own styles and it's all
it
like in
has
one map.
some charm to it.
Uh-huh.
Um, Problem is most map maker meta is like you notice it in a negative way.
Yeah,
There
that's
are a
fair.
few mapmaker metas that I notice in a positive way.
Like
One
Steve and
example is
Gelotris.
Stephen Gelotris. Those are some examples where
Uh-huh.
you just, or actually Simi. Like, if you
Yes,
know you're in Czechia or Slovakia and it's a pretty location, you're in Czechia.
true.
Um, that's just like the mapmaker meta.
I agree. Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and if you know you're in a very hard rural round, it's mostly France or Belgium.
Oh,
Because the French and Belgian map makers just chose very rural rounds.
yeah.
And that's kind of some things that you pick up over time.
Hmm.
I
And the Italy
would
bend
prefer
meta,
if it's
which
yeah,
you're trying to
exactly,
destroy.
or Italy or Bhutan as well.
Uh-huh.
Um, which I just yeah, I think it shouldn't be there personally to have the best experience.
Yeah.
Because having an advantage just because you know who made the map is ah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah. That's true.
It is there, but if there would ever be like a like if we would redo ACW right now, I
Hmm.
think I would just like take, as I said, like 10 to 15 hand-picked map makers. Like
Yeah.
maybe people could apply, but then in the end, if I would lead that, I would just pick and say yes or no. Like
Right.
because I want to have a quality standard if I would do that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Wait, do
So
we have
people can like apply and
to?
send you their resume, and you can then choose.
Yeah, sure. But I mostly already know the people, I think.
Oh, nice
Wait, where do we
guess.
send executives?
Okay. And then, are there any other countries that you would like to update in the future?
Dude, with more time, definitely.
Hmm.
There's so many countries. Like I would like to do Kenya, which I really find interesting.
Uh-huh.
Uh, personally I want to do Japan, but I think there
Yeah.
are other people that are also very
Also
interested in
wanted,
that.
yeah.
Then
Uh-huh.
once Germany is out, Germany. But
Oh
I
yeah,
think
we can
I,
get to
I
that.
think to be honest, I think it's in good hands when Steve does it.
That's
Um,
true. Hmm.
so I would be happy to give it to him.
But
I
if
think there
there's like certain states you could do in Germany, would you want to like do
the thing
something?
is, the states I would want to do are Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, so all the
Okay.
south.
Yeah.
And that's Steve, so
Yeah.
I won't take that away from him.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I could probably like my state is kind of like the northern half of my state, Nordrhein-Westfalen, is like kind of not interesting at all, and I don't care about that. uh,
Okay, fair.
and therefore I would want to map the pretty areas, and that's the south.
Yeah, with all the mountains and
Yeah, or just hills or nice
hills.
architecture and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Even the flat parts, it's just like pretty buildings and shit like that. I mean, we have that here as well, but there are many places that are just like urban and very annoying. I hate them, and yeah.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And what do you think? How many locations do you think we should put in Germany? We haven't discussed this, but.
Slightly less than France, depending on
Hmm.
how
Oh, I
extended
guess we have. Yeah, we
coverage
don't
is.
know the coverage. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like it's pretty much France level, but a bit less. Like maybe 100 or 200 less in my eyes. Maybe 200 less than France if it gets the same level as France
Hmm.
of coverage. Otherwise, we will see like how much coverage it actually gets.
And are you excited to be on Street View? Because you'll be there, right?
Like you will literally see me running behind the Google car. Like that will be actually so funny.
Surely be at that location in ACW, like you and
Yeah,
Trevor.
like I mean the road it's on is actually pretty nice. Like
Haha,
it's in my hometown, so I'm pretty excited actually.
that should be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And also this year we have the World Cup, so you're preparing for that now. How's this?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I mean, definitely.
Are
I
you
obviously
scared?
have very strong competition from
Mhm.
India, especially. There's a very
Surely.
cracked player from India joining as well.
Haha.
Don't know if you heard about him.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Okay.
Yeah, but like actually, I try to not embarrass myself.
Oh,
So
nice
I
one.
kind of just want to learn improve the stuff I'm bad at.
Hmm.
So I'm currently practicing Australia, Russia, starting with Canada, US, and yeah, Brazil at some point as well to just get
Yeah.
like the big countries because you guys know I'm not the best at big countries because I
Mhm.
prefer small countries
Yeah.
or actually countries I'm interested in generally.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I kind of improve my gameplay there, and then from there onwards, yeah, let's see how good I do. But
Yeah.
I think
But I
I
think
think I'm decent enough to like perform well.
mhm,
Because I know how to do
definitely.
no moving, I don't know to how to do moving. So I think
Yeah, I was
generally,
about to say that I think you're also like one of the like probably one of the most balanced players in the World Cup, like in terms of moving, no moving,
yeah.
NPC. Because like we have some people who have like really good at region guessing, or some people who are like really good at pinpointing. But like, I think you fall into the category that's like good at
Yeah, I
both.
know it all, like kind of.
Yeah.
Not the best at any, but wow, it's there. It's crazy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think I can perform well if I practice a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's see how the pressure is as well. It's also kind of a factor. But
Yeah, I guess so. But like, yeah, I don't know. And are you excited for like Germany to be like in the World Cup, for example? Like, are you gonna grind Germany if it like?
I still am not 100% sold that it will be full coverage. I
Mhm,
will wait until it's actually there
mhm.
before I'm super excited.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, I'm excited, but like I still don't see it with my own eyes right now. So
Yeah.
I still have some doubts.
But do you know
um,
all the like districts, Landkreise or whatever?
oh my god, no, I'm not Steve. Um,
Oh, okay.
like I will learn them, and it should be probably pretty easy to learn them for me because I kind of heard about them
Mm-hmm.
in some extent.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what this is? I'm confused.
Ah, it's Brazil.
Okay, it is actually Perpignan. Good.
Okay, nice one.
uh, and I could learn them pretty easily, I think. And the thing is, for Germany, I think for moving games, it's such a blessing. Like it's super, super nice for moving games
Mm-hmm.
because you find 5K info on every single place exit and entry sign.
Right.
Like you can find the full 5K info effectively,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool.
Because you have the district and the town name.
Exactly, and then like even the sub district, like it's crazy actually.
Okay.
Like you have everything.
And what about no moving? Do you think no moving Germany is gonna be?
So we did some with the German boys, some no moving on Apple look around, state
Uh-huh.
streaking, and in our second attempt we got an 11 state streak.
That's
So
pretty good, right?
I
I'd say.
think, yeah, I think like now try to like it's comparable. Like how many states? It has 16 states. What country has 16 states? Like it's comparable, maybe. I don't know.
Um,
Maybe Spain, maybe Spain or something like size
right.
wise, like diversity wise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think 11 for the second try. Obviously, we had like four people, and funnily enough, we had people from every corner of Germany,
Yeah.
so it was really helpful. But getting that without practice, I think that was pretty decent. So
Mm-hmm.
I have hopes that there will be some higher streaks actually on Germany, and I think it's region guessable just by landscape. I don't know how many regional metas there are, but I think there's decent stuff to be found. Steve is already working actually on finding out some things,
Oh, nice.
so I'm
Okay.
excited for that.
Yep.
um, yeah, he's already looking on look around to check everything.
Can
Which
you
I
tell
think
me
is
where this is, by the way? I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to line up an intersection, but I don't even
No,
know
I
if
don't
I'm on
even
the
know
right.
which part
Yeah,
of the
exactly. I
country.
exactly. I don't even know if I'm at correct place. I just line up an
Uh,
intersection, hope that there's something, but I don't find an intersection, so I just guess.
I'm gonna make a really, really bad guess, I think.
Dude, my guess will be even worse. I swear. I think I will be very far away. Okay.
Nice, very good guess. So I was in BC first, but I was like, there's so many like birch trees or whatever.
World Cup players, by the way.
I mean, my guess
Both of
was
us.
way worse. Okay, anyway, okay, getting back to ACW, maybe one thing I wanted to ask you was ACW is now at like what, 2.5 million plays. It's like been 1 year
That's
since we
crazy.
released, and now it's used in duels. So what do you think of like the future? W- like, of course, like we want to keep updating it and whatnot, but like, would you like to see it like become the new ADW? Well, it's kind of already becoming like that, but like
It kinda is
the
already,
problem
yeah.
with that ADW is that like everyone like remembered all the well, not all the locations, but like in assisted streaks there always be someone who knew a location.
I mean, the good
Uh,
thing is we can constantly, in theory, update
mhm.
ACW. Like every country could get an update like each year or something. Or if people are keen on making more updates, then obviously
Yeah.
earlier as well.
Hmm.
Um, so I think, yeah, it has potential to be just like
Oh
the
my
the
gosh.
consumer.
Okay.
There is a chance for it to be like the consistent map that everyone plays, and I think that's
Uh-huh.
good
Yeah.
because we as the creators we know what we're doing,
Yep.
not like the actual devs of the game or some other people that generate maps.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I think we keep the quality standard high and
Hmm.
to make it exciting for everyone that plays it.
Right.
So I think it should stay like that. Obviously, if we as the creators want to keep doing it constantly is the question.
Yep. That's true.
But surely there will be people that are keen on updating stuff here and there.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully.
actually, I think we should continue actually updating the existing stuff already
Yeah,
because
that's true.
there are already so many repeats that people just remember. I don't have a problem with that generally, but like
Yeah.
they keep their repeats in maps and shit, and some people leak JSONs here and there, and then they just have the JSON. You know
Yeah.
how people are. So I
Uh-huh.
think keeping it
Mischievous people, yeah.
updated and fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then maybe one final question is if you have one message for the developers regarding map making, what would it be?
I
Well,
don't
we
know if I
we're
can say that
using
yet.
map making app, so like
Yeah.
map making app is there, but like outside of that, maybe you want like more locations or I don't know, just something else.
Yeah. Implement more of like maps that like we as the pro community create into the actual game. Um, promote them. Like on the
Hmm.
main page, there shouldn't be world map. There should be improved world. There should be community world. There should be whatnot. You know.
I would
They
like
should,
that, yes.
yeah. Or like if they have an interest in making country streaks, maybe ask me or someone to make
Yeah.
some for them. You know.
Right.
uh,
Hmm.
Personal interest. But yeah, I think there is enough. There are enough people that create good stuff, and it should just be promoted and shown to others that don't know much about the game and just want to enjoy the game. And if they play World Map, they don't enjoy it as much as they could, in my eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good note to leave it at, I think. Thanks for joining and giving your perspective. And
Thank
also, GG, you destroyed me there at the end. Nice. Well played.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, studying Russia, as I said, those plants are mostly north of Moscow. So,
Well done. Okay.
yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. So thanks for joining and yeah, have a nice week.
Thank you,
All right.
and see ya, everyone. Bye bye.
Yeah.